It's Rita. It's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue here for today's Cricut Chat, our daily show about working with our Cricut machine to create things and to learn about the machine and what it can create. Good morning to everyone. Today we are going to be making rosettes again. I love rosettes, and I was trying to figure out a way to use some paper that I have accumulated, and I came up with this design. This is a very small rosette. As you can see, we've made them much larger before, but this time I decided that I was going to make it like a button and turn it into a lapel pin. This was so easy to do, and I'm going to show you how to do it with my Maker 3 and the scoring wheel. Okay, so before I get started, hello to all my friends out there, Susan and Gail, Christine and Linda, Leslie, Loretta. Hi to all of you. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, Donna Lee. So again, today we are going to be working with the Maker 3 and this little tool. It is called the scoring wheel. And actually there's two tips to this. We're going to use the 0-1 tip. Also to complete these cute little pins, we are going to need a few things. One is we're going to need some really good paper that we can use. And I had come across a couple of these. These are called scrapbook kits, or I think that's what they call them, scrapbook kits. So basically what they are is a grouping. It's not like a pad, but it's a grouping of paper, usually double-sided, and it gives you also a sticker sheet as well. And it's really beautiful paper. There are a couple of pages that are kind of not usable for what we do, but is usable a lot with scrapbookers. But some of these really beautiful, look at how beautiful these are, will make wonderful rosettes. And then in addition to a patterned paper, we're going to need something called sparkle paper, or you could also use glitter paper, but I like sparkle paper because it's shiny and I can stick my my decals onto it. It's very hard to stick decals onto glitter paper. So sparkle paper is something that Cricut makes. If you don't want to use sparkle paper, I would suggest you could also use like craft board, but I really like the way that the sparkle paper looks. Let me just give you another show at that. So that's sparkle paper on both sides. Okay. And we're also going to need a glue gun and something to turn it into a pin. These are pins that I've had for a while. I forget what these are called. These are called flat back pins. And you can pick them up at, just about any place, a sewing place. I think I got these at Amazon. I can look for I've had them for a while, so I don't know like when I bought them or anything, but I can look for a link and post it later. The paper, if you're looking to source the paper, you can find this paper at a couple of places. It's not readily available in stores, but it is at least not up here in New England. I get mine a lot of times straight from the Echo Park warehouse, and they often have sales, so it's worth it to sign up for their email newsletter. They have several sales a year, and you can buy these packs, which normally retail around $15. You can buy these packs sometimes as low as $5. So worth it because, again, you get all of this double-sided paper. That's really just beautiful. So let's go to Design Space so you can see what we're going to be working with. So I set this up based on when we did the Easter. Remember when we did the Easter rosettes? And somebody said to me, well, couldn't you put all those little pieces? And so couldn't you put them together? Because I had like 3 little pieces together, not together. And then I had to glue them all. So you ended up with like 6 of these little pieces that you had to glue together. And I think it was Shirley who said, couldn't you just group them together? And yes, you can. And that's what I did. I did have to go and do the score lines again. It is cardstock, Gloria. It is a thick, it's probably about 80-pound weight. The Echo Park paper is slightly thinner than the, what's it called? Crate. Bella, this Carta Bella, and there's a couple others that have a thicker texture, but the Echo Park is thinner, and but it is, it is not paperweight. It is regular weight. So what we're going to do is we're going to be cutting out 2 for every one, 2 of these long strips for every one lapel pin that we're going to do. And then we also need these 2 circles, which are, I'm going to give you this file, but it's an 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches large. I think that's going to be perfect for this lapel pin. And then I want to work on these. These are the front part of the pin. So I did just go and grab these 4 images. So these images you can find if you go to images, and I went to image sets and typed in 4th, so 4th, and I got it from the 4th of July vibe. So you can choose whatever you want. My heart beats red, white, and blue. There were some things that said, happy 4th, y'all, but I don't use y'all. So I didn't think, it didn't resonate with me. So, so you can choose whichever one you want and bring them into the canvas, and they will come in rather large. So look at this one. It's really cute. And let's just move these over so that you can see what I'm doing. So they come in rather large, and they're usually colored, red, white, and blue, sometimes like gray for silver. So the first thing we're going to do is kind of shrink them down, change any colors that we want to. At this point, these are, let me just make sure that I have all of them. I don't think I do. No, I don't. Okay, so these are all available in Cricut Design Space. So then I'm going to add a circle, which I did from Shapes right over here. And I am going to make the circle be behind. So I arrange it and send it to the back. And then I'm going to take my image that I want to be on the circle, and I'm just going to shrink it so that it fits on the circle. Now, we're going to make this even smaller, but I figured working with a larger circle at first might be easier. So here is what I have. I have this smaller image. I can do the same thing with this one. Let's arrange it to the back. And then we'll take this one and we'll change it so that it's going to appear. And we'll worry about size after we do the next step, which is to flatten them. So once I have this here, I'm going to grab and select both of these, and then I am going to flatten. Flatten is down here. And it is the way to create stickers or even just cutouts that are multicolored images, but that only one layer. So by flattening it, it turns it into a print then cut image. So there is that. It looks a little bit different, but it's not terribly different. And let's try this with this. It's the 4th of July one. So let's arrange this, bring it to the front, and resize. Now, if you want to unlock it, if it's a little bit better for you for control purposes, you can do that. And that's a little too big for this circle. So there we go. And then select it and flatten it. Same thing here. Add another shape. All right. Add a circle, and I can turn the circle white, take my image, make sure that it's in the front, resize it. And I think I'll unlock this. And there we go. And then select and flatten. Now these are all set. However, their size is a little bit too big for what we're looking for. So this for our rosettes, you need these 2 circle pieces to hold them together, and also to give a stability for the pin and for your images. So this is what we're going to be cutting out with sparkle paper, and then these will be over it. So we need them to be slightly less than the 1.5 inch circles. So I think 1.25 inch is good, is a good size for these. Now they look real small on my screen. I will take care of that a little bit so that you can see them better, but they come out fairly good size. And whoops, 1.25. Okay, so there are my 4, and they have a little edge around them, so like kind of a mat that you'll be able to use for decoration. And you'll be able to use stickers, or if you want to, I use stickers. And what I did was I grouped these together and I cut them separate from when I did, because obviously there's 4 here and this is only 1. So what I did was I grouped this together and I hid them, and then I went to make it. And I decided that I could get 4 of these rosettes. You see here, there's 4. And so I got 4 of the sparkle paper and 4 on my patterned paper. So let's go ahead and do that first. And we are going to then, put these together and stick on the stickers. So the stickers, you would just use print and cut. I've demonstrated print and cut many times, so I don't feel like I need to do that again, but I will show you how to use the scoring wheel. So the scoring wheel, which is only for the maker machines, is actually, it's part of this thing called the adjustive tool system. So I just want to point out, so here is my maker, and you see behind this clamp right there, there's like a cog, and on this tool there's like cog, like almost like in a clock, and this was made so that these would go right here, and then the cog would move to do whatever it is that adjustable tool is supposed to do. And there are several of these. There's a knife blade, rotary blade, just different kinds of blades and stuff. And what else? Perforation. There's an engraving blade. I know I need to demonstrate a lot of these as well, but this one is probably my favorite. It's called the scoring wheel. It does have these 2 tips that you can remove. This one is the O1. The O2 is for thicker papers or papers that might crack, such as sparkle paper, glitter glitter cardstock, that sort of thing. So this is going to be fine. The O1 is going to be fine for doing in the machine. So I take out my blade and housing, and then I just make sure that this is connected to the back cog, you see. And just so that just as a reminder, all of the scoring is done first with the machine, with a Cricut machine. So scoring happens first and then cutting. So here is a nice pretty piece of this patterned cardstock. And by the way, this is called America, simply America. And I'm seeing when it was last year, came out last year. So this is what we got here. So I'm all set. I'm going to just put this into the machine, and I'm following the instructions on my screen. Now, what if you don't have a maker, or if you have a maker and don't have the scoring wheel? Well, there's another tool that you can use, and it's called the scoring stylus. This is what it looks like. And you put it actually in the first clamp rather than the second. I often use this even though I have the scoring wheel, because I feel like I'm going to hit go. And I feel like, I just feel like it's kind of a pain to just use a scoring wheel when I just need like a score for a card. So oftentimes I'll just kind of put that in there and just let it rest. It won't actually be used unless it calls for it. However, if you do have a maker, you have to adjust your screen and choose the stylus if that's what you want to use. But because we're doing rosettes today and we have a lot of scoring that we need to do, it's best probably to use the scoring wheel if you have it. But again, it only works with Maker and the Maker 3. This is a Maker 3, and that's why I'm able to use it. But if you have an Air, Explore, even Explore 3, you wouldn't be able to use this. You'd have to use the stylus. Okay, so we'll let that go, and we will. Oh, what's wrong, Ardeen? Oh yeah, the schedule. I know that's causing some anxiety for people, and if it doesn't work, I'm going to try it. And it's always important to try things and see how it works. Okay, so anyway, this is what I printed out after the fact, and here are these. This is done on sticker paper, and it's a matte sticker paper. I do like a shinier sticker paper than this, so I might go back to Online Labels, which is where I buy the sticker paper, and see if I can find a shinier version. I think the matte is the most economical, but shiny would look real nice. Okay, so let me bring you down to my work surface, and you can see what I've got going here. So I've cut out all of these. As you can see, I've got this pretty one, and I've got this gingham. I love gingham. This one here is like a stripes version, which I had to actually turn it on the mat. And then of course we got this star. Okay, so we're going to take two of these. Let's do these two. And you'll notice at the end of each one, there is a little tab like this. That's so that we can connect them together. So this is actually the side that I wanted to do. So we can either connect these together at first, or we can just start folding. Now this is an accordion fold, which means it's mountain valley, you see. So I'm just folding it. If it's useful to you, you can reverse do it as well. It makes it a little bit easier to pull together as a rosette. So there is what we're looking for. Let's do the same thing with this one. Okay. So here is the second one. And then we're going to connect these two. Again, you can do that at first, or you can do this afterwards. It's up to you. But I'm just going to use regular glue and connect these at that tab and give it a second to sort of set. This is the kind of project that once you get it all cut out, you can just you don't need your machine once you have it all cut out, and it would be a fun thing to do with a grand or something. However, there is the glue gun coming up, so you do need to be careful about that. I'm not a huge fan of glue guns, but there are certain things that you just sort of need them for, and one of them happens to be rosettes, which are one of my favorite things. So I have to encounter my glue gun a few times a year when I make the rosettes. I've been making more rosettes lately, and eventually I would like to do a rosette. Maybe I'll do it for the fall. I need a new wreath for the fall, so maybe I'll make a rosette wreath for the fall. Okay, so once that's attached, just like that, it's attached, then we're going to turn it around and make a ring and glue that piece together. And once you have that, so here is an example of that. Let that sit. We're going to take and we're going to already have our glue gun all heated up. And then we're going to press down on these after we've done the folding, you see. And sometimes this can be a little challenging to do. You might have to do it a couple of times to make sure that it's working correctly. But you're going to fold it down so that it is like a donut shape. And then you're going to bring it in. And here is, this one's giving me trouble. I don't know why. Boop, let's do that. Okay. So bring it in so that it's like a circle. Now, if you were to let this go, it's going to come back. So you have to sort of coordinate this with your, with your glue gun, and you have to be a little bit nimble for this. Let me just put in there. All right. And then here are our sparkle paper cutouts. I did them in blue and red and silver, and for this case I think I will use the red. I think that would be fun. Okay, so again, this also has a gingham, like kind of like a pinking edge or zigzag edge. So we're going to make sure that the edge that is fancy is on the outside. And we're going to try to be patient and do this like this. Okay. Now I'm going to try to hold this with my one hand and get my glue gun with the other. It's all heated up. In fact, it's probably super hot. And I'm going to just ton of glue on this side while holding it. And then I'm going to take my first circle and press it on there. And then once I feel like that's secure, I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing on the back. Okay. And do be careful. Don't leave your glue gun on too long, which is what I always do when I'm doing demonstration. Then it always burns my fingers, which is why I'm using this, because I want to press down on here so that the glue will dry, and my glue sort of shifted over here. So let's hope that that will dry and set up pretty quickly. There you go. This one really looks like a blue ribbon, doesn't it? And then we're going to take this, Happy 4th of July, or whatever, which one we want, and put the sticker on there. And when it's all set up, it does take a few minutes. When it's all set up, then we're going to get one of these pins. I would advise opening the pin so you now know how it opens. And do you want the pin? This is the way I always do pins, with the opening on the bottom. So we're going to just sort of decide where we want to put it. We want the pin to be parallel like this, so that when somebody puts it on, it's not crooked, right? So we're going to then take a little tiny bit of glue. Hot glue is probably best here. And place that onto the back. All right, like this. And then just let it set. And that's all there is to it. I want to show you what your paper will look like when you get done. And then we'll do a few more so you can get the hang of it. So there are 4. Isn't that cute? Now I would, and I have, you save this paper. I'm like, since I have it, I like to save it. So this piece is great and it will look good in a scrap somewhere. So let's go ahead and save that. And then I'm going to just turn my mat and then pull these off like this. And now I have 4 more rosettes that I can make with my patterned paper. So there you go. And because it's double-sided, you can use both sides. Now, I did try to get all fancy, and I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I could put a little bit of glitter on the ends, which I do think it would look pretty cool. But I had a little bit of a difficulty in figuring out how to do this. So I wanted to show you what I came up with, as long as I can find my glitter. Hold on. Where'd my glitter go? Oh. I had a glitter pan and everything, so nope, I can't find it. So I don't want to take up your time with that. All right, so let's go ahead and just keep doing this so we get a good feel for it. My feeling is the more you do something, the more comfortable. So if you're afraid of doing something, then this is how I do it, is look at, oh no. If I'm afraid to do something, I just do it and do it and do it until I'm not afraid anymore. That's too hot. Oh, yikes. All right, let's do a different one. Oh, mud on. What the heck? I do not like glue, glue guns, but whatever. Just get better at it. I wish I could get better at glue guns, but I just don't seem to be able to. All right. So I am folding these, and these can be a little frustrating. And so folding. So put on your patience hat when you're doing this. And what I'm having problems with is right where the folds are put together with the glue. It's just a little bit thicker there. So so you have to sort of finagle around that a little bit. There we go. Okay. Come on, Rita. This one's going to go down, and this one's going to go up, just like that. Okay, there we go. Oh, man. Okay, so there we go. All right. And trying to hold it without getting burned. Going to put a little bit of glue there. And hold it in place. There we go. And this one will do the blue on. You want to try to avoid getting glue on the sparkle paper because it does look crappy when you do that. Yeah, rosettes for Christmas trees. Loretta is saying, use a ring of a mason jar to hold the rosette in place. Loretta, I'm going to try that. Oh my gosh. I have in fact, I just took one out of the dishwasher, which was a mistake. You don't put those things in the dishwasher. All right. So, they rust. Well, at least, you know, the jar part, the flat part rusts. All right, so here's our blue one. Which doesn't look so great on that side, but that will be our back side. Let's flip this over and do this one on this side. Didn't put a lot of glue, but I'll put a little bit more. Do not burn myself, Rita. Do not burn yourself. So I've been doing rosettes for a very long time, and still you can see, just want you to know that you can still see that it can be a little frustrating to do them. But the end result is really just so beautiful. So let's go ahead and let's see if this is done. Yeah. And then we'll take our Happy 4th of July sticker, which again is done with print and cut. And I'm just going to center it on my circle. It's still a little hot. I can feel it. Then we're going to flip it over and take the pin, which by the way, you could also use a regular glue for if you want to minimize the amount of gluing you're doing with the glue gun. But I'm going to open it up and I'm going to make sure that I put it on the correct way. Put a little bit of glue. Our city has a really fun 4th of July celebration. We don't do fireworks. We only do them once a year, and that's usually in the summer, but we just don't do it for 4th of July. I think because everybody on the whole North Shore has fireworks, and so the mayor decided to, put them on a different day, which I think is smart, and so people can go to different fireworks at the various cities. There's one in Lynn that I've been to. I've been to actually almost all of them. I've been to the one in Ipswich at Crane's Estate, and Amesbury, Newburyport, Danvers, Beverly, Boston. The Pops has the biggest one, obviously, but it's a pain to go in there. But anyway, what my city does is they have picnics, and they're run by the ward counselor. So my city's pretty big. It's about 50,000 people here. Maybe it's like 53 now, 53,000. And so it's divided up by wards. And each of the wards has a counselor. And then there are counselors at large. And so each of the ward counselors host a picnic at the local the local park. It's so much fun. It does vary depending on which ward you're in, like how they celebrate it. Some of them, and I remember as a kid going to these parties. So they've been doing this forever. So I remember going to these parties as a kid, and they would serve McDonald's. Like some of them would, like they buy McDonald's. So everybody would get a cheeseburger and the orange drink. Remember the orange drink? I don't even know if they still have that, but it would come in like a thermos type of thing. And of nowadays, they either do pizza or potluck or something like that. And then they have parties like in parades. So there are like events, and it happens in the morning of 4th of July. A lot of people bring their kids, obviously, and they have a really good time, and they're really a lot of fun. And I thought, well, wouldn't these be sort of nice? We have a brand new ward counselor. So wouldn't these be nice to give her, and maybe she can hand them out to people? Because usually the kids, easy to get them dressed up in 4th of July colors, red and white and blue. But sometimes we forget ourselves. I know that when I was raising up Owen, it was, I got to get him Halloween or Christmas or whatever outfits. But I'd always forget myself. So this is good for the adults or maybe the kids. An older kid maybe. So this is sort of fun to have. And or if you're going to have your own barbecue or something like that, I don't know, it's just a little something to remember, and then it's a keepsake after the fact, and people can keep it. It's just really fun. Maybe they can wear it every year. I had an aunt that, my auntie Anna, she would wear like the same pins at different times of the year, and I always look forward to them because she wore the same ones over and over. Okay, so here's this. So every Christmas she had this little, and it was just costume jewelry, but she had this little Christmas tree that she always would wear, and it reminded me when I see somebody wear pins. We don't wear pins anymore. So there's that. Fireworks are illegal. Where, Gail, are you? Yeah, so we don't do there are people in my neighborhood that will like light off a few fireworks, but in Massachusetts it is illegal. And I'll be honest with you, I love a good fireworks display, but I cannot abide some of these local people that think that they can be the fireworks coordinator for the city. This is a very difficult job. I've seen it done, and I've actually seen it done badly. I remember one year being at the Crane estate and having the fireworks sort of explode, and they were right on the water, but I was on the I forget what they call it, the promenade, which is like the big grassy area. And you could see the guys running because there was a misfire and caused a fire, and they had to abruptly stop that. But it was really dangerous. So leave the fireworks to the professionals. And also, it does bother a lot of people. Ow, shit. Sorry. It does bother a lot of people, like people who have PTSD, and also dogs. Dogs do not like fireworks, and so they can go a little crazy. Sorry for the swearing. I really don't like to get burned. All right. So this is my idea, and it's a great idea, I think. And I'm going to give you the problem is that my glue gun, it gets too hot because while I'm talking, it just stays heated and heated and heated. So that's why I'm having such a hard time trying to avoid being burned by the glue. Okay. So that is going to do it for me for today. But I wanted to mention that tomorrow, being Thursday, the last day of the month, we're going to be doing a Canada Day for Canada Day. I think it's going to end up being 2 crafts for Canada Day. We're going to use infusible ink on top of white glitter to make a shirt that says "I'm proud to be Canadian." And also, if I can get my mug press from Wendy, and I will go down to the square later today and pick up my mug press, we'll be doing a mug that says 100% Canadian from a a like EH to Z, which is how they pronounce Z. So that should be fun. And then, oh, congratulations, 38 years anniversary. Um, and let's see, Friday, we're going to actually be making aprons with my friend. Well, not with my friend, but aprons for my friend Wendy at Create and Escape. And I got the aprons and everything. I'm all excited to do that. So, so we'll do that with the aprons. So this is it for the paper crafts for this week. But I decided I just miss my paper, and I have so much that I really want to focus on my paper crafts. And I have noticed that a lot more people are getting used to the community, and so we get more follows every single day. Also on Friday is the day that we will do the announcements. It is now over. You cannot put your name in until we start our July giveaway. Okay. And that is, yeah, I like paper crafts myself, you know. Um, and so we're going to stick with more paper crafts. I just love to do them. I do not like glue guns. I know I've said that 100 times already, but I have to emphasize that I just do not like them all that much. They need to make one that is so much kinder on the people using them. Who knows? Maybe that'll happen. Who knows? All right. So that's it for me for today. I really appreciate you. And um, I really thank you for coming. And or if you're watching the replay, thank you. And we will see you again tomorrow for our Happy Canada Day project. Look at these. Are these not the cutest? I just, oh. And this is all like the designs. It has nothing to do with me. I mean, but to have the gingham or the floral, just so cute. So I think I'll spend part of the morning getting these done, and I'll contact Julie and bring them down to her for the 4th of July. I think she'll like that. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming, and we'll see you again tomorrow, I hope. White glitter iron on. Yes. Oh, sorry. Loretta. So what we're going to do is something that I think it was Shirley. Shirley did a mandala, mandala. I think it was a unicorn. And she wanted to use the infusible ink that was like a pattern on a tote bag. But the tote bags are made out of cotton. So she decided to cut out a bottom layer that's iron on white glitter. I suppose you could do it with silver glitter, but you don't want to go too dark, because then you take the iron on the infusible ink, and you iron on that 100% poly, because it's a nylon the glitter, and you get a really unique effect, so that it's kind of glittery, but you get the infusible ink sort of coming through on it. So this is really fun. It's a fun project. So, all right, everybody, we'll see you again tomorrow. And have a lovely day. I hope you enjoy your day. Take